One of my biggest problems in social situations was not just feeling super nervous and kind of insecure around people that I didn't know that well. It was actually the fear that other people would notice that I'm nervous. So I think both of us would probably agree that a bit of nerves in social situations is fine. Like, even the most confident people that I've met, they do get nervous. Like, it's fully normal. But what used to just freak me out beyond belief was this idea that the other person would somehow pick up on that nervousness inside of me. Like, whether it was, I'm being a little bit too quiet, or maybe my hands are shaking a little bit, or my body language is kind of unconfident, or whatever the fuck, that they would see this and think less of me, think that I was weak or low social status, that they would think less of me. And the funny thing was, whenever I was having these thoughts in real time, like you've probably had this as well, when you start to become like hyper aware of yourself when you're feeling nervous, I'd get way more stiff and awkward, and like I'd start to think that everyone was watching me, like watching all of this like weird behavior from me, when in reality they're not. But it's just this kind of vicious cycle that ends up making our anxiety like 10 times worse. Our anxiety is getting worse by the second. So in this video, I'm going to teach you a trick that I always use to instantly make myself look more confident, even when I'm nervous, to just project this more confident energy. And again, even if I am feeling a little bit nervous, to almost conceal that from other people. So how did I learn this trick? So I'll tell you a story. So like probably around a year ago now, I decided that I really wanted to learn how to cold approach. I'd seen these guys online. They film their approaches. They go up to a random girl on the street, chat to her, come across as like really charming and charismatic. More importantly, they don't come across as a creep. And they get her number, and then they're talking about like, oh yeah, we went on a date, like we hooked up and all this stuff. But I decided that I wanted to give that a go. Not just because I wanted to go on more dates, I wanted more women in my life. At this point, I kind of grown a bit sick of online dating. And I don't mind online dating, but at the same time, it's a little bit like, it can be a little bit draining. But it was also down to the fact that this had just been like a massive mental fear of mine for a long time. And I know it probably is for a lot of guys as well. Just this idea of like going up to a girl that you don't know, dropping game or whatever you want to call it, just freaked me the fuck out. And I think I'm lucky. I'm the kind of guy where if I have like a particular fear, I want to get over it. Like I want to address it. So within a couple of weekends, I'm getting the train down to London, and I've decided I'm going to go out and approach some girls here. So obviously in London, it's a big city. So I'm thinking there's a lot of hot girls in this city, but there's also just a lot of people in general. So if I get rejected, then surely I can just turn around and there's another girl coming around the corner. It's like a good way to get a lot of practice. But as I'm sure you could probably anticipate, when it came to actually doing the approaching, different story. Like, imagine I've been on the train for like an hour just to get to London. So during that hour, it starts to dawn on me like, okay, this is what I'm actually going to do. I'm about to go and do this thing that I've been scared of for years. The fear really starts to set in. And by the time I'm stepping off that train, I'm honestly starting to feel like a bit lightheaded. Like the adrenaline is starting to get to me. And when I'm really anxious, my body just starts to get like really tense and freeze up, and like breathing is a little bit more difficult. So I'm dealing with all this whilst trying to work up the willpower to like motivate myself to go over to like a girl. And I'm not even going to lie to you, I got absolutely humbled in my first couple of sessions. Like, imagine I've spent money to come to the city. I've spent money on the train, and I didn't even approach one girl for like 3 weeks. Just wasted that money, wasted that time out of my weekends, and I didn't even approach one girl. Like, especially doing it on my own, it was just very difficult, and the nerves really got to me. But I'd say maybe around weekend 3 or 4, managed to get myself to finally go over and approach one girl. absolutely fumbled it. It was like a 10-second conversation, got rejected, but I'm done. And after that, it was kind of like the floodgates opened, and I was able to approach like 4 more girls in like the next half an hour. And after that, I'm just feeling confident as fuck. Like, you know, when you do something kind of scary, like you go and give a presentation, or you do some public speaking, same kind of feeling you get after doing that. Just this massive adrenaline rush, and you're just feeling so gassed up. Like, I was honestly so proud of myself. But it was like, just as quickly as it felt like I'd solved this one problem of like finally getting over my fear of approaching, another problem came up just as quickly. Because I'd say at the start of these interactions, like just when I'd approach the girl, I'm feeling dead confident. Like, I would start super strongly, introduce myself, and it's all going well. And most of the girls, like, the reaction has been pretty positive as well, because like going and approaching a girl, like that is a confident behavior. You know, not every guy can do that. So you might not think so, but a lot of girls will give you the time of day just for doing that. But it was like midway through the conversation, when the adrenaline would wear off, it would almost start to dawn on me like, okay, I'm standing across from a beautiful woman here, and I've got to find a way to carry this conversation. And the nerves would set in, and it's like, I almost start to have this like out of body experience where I'm like, oh fuck, like, oh fuck, like, what do I do now? You know, my brain would start freezing up, and I just like wouldn't know what to say, like what questions to ask next. And the conversation is like gradually dying down. And the really tragic and just brutal thing was like seeing the girl's reaction in real time. Like, often when I approached, she kind of seemed quite intrigued, like, who is this guy? You know, he's obviously pretty confident for coming and talking to me. But then it's kind of, she would gradually realize that I didn't actually know what I was doing, and I wasn't that confident. And her facial expression would kind of just start to turn like a little bit underwhelmed. And that was absolutely fucking brutal, and it's just humbling. But yeah, I tried a few things to get over this. Like, first of all, I tried rehearsing some lines to actually like think of some questions in advance that I could use to keep the conversation going. But unsurprisingly, that didn't actually do anything, because, you know, even though I have more material to use in the conversation, the energy hasn't changed. I'm still kind of coming across as this like nervous kid almost to these girls. Like, a lot of these girls I was approaching were older than me. So like, they've seen it all. Like, some of these girls will shit test you like a motherfucker as well. Like, it's honestly quite a daunting experience. But yeah, I'd be asking all these questions, and I'd almost kind of like just say them so fast I'd like run out of things to say. So I hadn't really addressed the core problem, which was just my internal state was not confident. But yeah, beyond that, the realization that I had was just, you know what, I've been doing this for a while, and I've approached a fair amount of girls. I've got a few numbers out of this, but this just isn't fun for me. This isn't fun for me whatsoever. Like, surely if there's a fun part to cold approaching, then it should be like chatting to and enjoying the company of a beautiful woman. But even this part just isn't fun. It's just a stressful experience. And it's almost as if my objective has turned from just like having a good time and talking to the girl to like, you know, trying to finish the conversation as quick as possible. So yeah, just getting to the point of this video. The reason I'm telling you this, I could have quit in that moment, but I chose not to. And I took that question, like, how can I make cold approaching more fun for myself? Because, you know, I figured if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not going to keep up with it. And I took that question to this online community. There's this YouTuber called Nicoletti. He makes like cold approach, social skills kind of videos, a little bit similar to mine, but he's actually like out there filming what he's doing. Fucking amazing guy. Like, he really, really helped me. I joined his community. Obviously a paid community, but like extremely good value. I would recommend you go and join it. And what he would do was we'd hop on like one-on-one sessions, and he'd literally like be with me. Like, we'd be on like a call as I'm approaching the girls, and he's giving me like live feedback. Honestly helped me so much. But I brought this question to him, like, how can I make this more fun? You know, how can I enjoy this experience a little bit more? And he told me that with cold approach and just socially challenging things in general, it is always going to be somewhat of a grind to get ourselves to do that hard thing. Like, that is normal. But he agreed with me when he said the most fun part of the experience is just talking to the girl. Like, this guy talks to so many girls, he approaches so much that every single time he just gets to like test a new approach. He's just having fun with it. He's just like throwing out new ideas and testing new methods. So it's almost become like this fun, playful kind of experience for him. And he told me that that is the best kind of energy when doing these socially challenging things. It's like, it sounds like an oversimplification, but just not taking it too seriously. You know, the guy who's just out here trying to have fun. Like, he's not too bothered by what other people think of him. He's just kind of playing about. He's just like, he's got this like light-hearted energy, not fazed by anything. That's the kind of energy that we need, and that if we tap into, all of this will just get so much easier. So, okay, the point of this video, the trick that he taught me, he said he's been using this for years and it's changed everything for him. So he said, whenever you're about to do that socially challenging thing, approach a hot girl, go up and give a presentation, and you're really nervous, your internal state is just like absolutely losing it. What you need to do is make yourself laugh before doing it. Visualize something funny in your head, recall a funny memory, and as you're recalling it, go and do that hard thing straight away. Ride that energy and use it to your advantage. So supposedly what this does is you're carrying this like playful, unserious, jokey energy into what should be like what your mind treats as a really serious thing. And that almost like short circuits the nerves. It's like your energy is just so much more natural and relaxed. It becomes less about like impressing the other person and more about just like, okay, I'm focused on myself, on my enjoyment. I'm here to have fun. So I was a little bit skeptical of this idea at first, but I was like, you know, let me try it. But like, how much of a difference is it really going to make? So on the train down to one of my approaching sessions, I'd have an hour and I'm usually working myself up into a bit of a state. But what I did was I listened the whole time to one of my favorite comedians, this guy called Patrice O'Neill. I listened to one of his old radio shows and all the episodes are up on like Spotify as podcasts. And it's like this dating show where like people call in for advice and he's giving his advice. And bro, this show is not PC, man. Like, you could not make this nowadays, but bro, like, I was cracking up. Like, there's few comedians who can actually make me laugh out loud, but he's one of them. But all the way through that train journey and getting off the train, all the way until I'm like about to approach the first girl, I'm in so much more of like a happy and jokey mood. It's like, okay, like, it set the tone quite well. Like, today is not about taking myself too seriously. And I swear to you, this is the best I've ever felt when approaching. Like, no competition, because I was just coming with that like playful, fun energy. I'm focused on my enjoyment and like actually having a good time for myself. It's like where all these like serious, nervous thoughts would start to enter my brain before and like stop me from thinking of what to say. It's the opposite of that. It's like my brain's natural dialogue is just flowing. It's like I don't know exactly what I'm going to say, but I don't care. I'm just joking with this girl. Everything that I say just feels like really natural. Like, it's kind of hard to describe, but it's like the conversations just felt effortless. And I'm kind of just saying whatever I found funny in the moment without like really being too focused on her reaction. The way I describe it as is like, my thought process was like, okay, you're intimidatingly beautiful and we're having a conversation, but like, I'm actually not that bothered because I'm here to have a good time, whether you're here or not. It's like, I'm just here to have fun. And the thing is, you would think that attitude would be like a bit off-putting for the girl, because it's like, you'd imagine it as kind of arrogant. But even with these girls, man, like, the mutual vibes were just so much better. Like, they just seem so much more open, because occasionally you get girls who are like a little bit standoffish when you're approaching, which is understandable, but they just seem like so open and they're joining in with the jokes, and like the whole thing is just 10 times easier. And even the girls who rejected me that day, just didn't care. I literally just did not care, because it's like, you know, I'm having fun. Whether you reject me or not, that's not going to affect my mood. I'm here for one thing, and that's to have fun. So yeah, just to add some finishing touches on this idea. The reason this works is because there's actually some like scientific backing to this idea. So concept in psychology called emotional contagion, which basically states the people around us, they end up mirroring our emotional state. So when we're feeling a certain emotion, that kind of energy starts to rub off on the other person. Like if I'm coming with like this quite serious energy, this girl can tell I'm a bit nervous, then naturally she's going to start questioning why I'm acting like that. It's a lot of subconscious stuff going on. Not necessarily stuff either of us are like consciously aware of, but whether we like it or not, we kind of start to mirror the other person's energy. So she'll start thinking, why is he nervous? Should I have a reason to be nervous? If that makes sense. But if it's the opposite and people just see me having fun, like laughing at my own jokes and just acting like a fucking idiot, but the vibes are true and the vibes are good, then that's going to allow the other person to relax a little bit. It's like, you know, his intentions are good. Like he's not coming with like any kind of creepy energy. You know, really he's just here to like have a good time. And I think most people subconsciously will start to like relax into that frame a little bit. So yeah, that's the video, man. Like whenever you're feeling nervous, whenever you're in doubt about what to say, or you want to project this kind of more confident energy, which, you know, it's only natural to want to make a good impression on people. But the solution kind of lies in the opposite. It's like, stop trying to make an impression on other people and just focus on making yourself happy. Focus on making yourself laugh. Literally bring to mind something funny in your head before you go and do that challenging social thing, before you go and approach a girl or meet a new person. I do this all the time, and it's just an absolute godsend, man. Like, yeah, that's all I got to say pretty much. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, man. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.